We come to where we originally started, to Goode's Fitness Centre, and fair play for Dion, who runs it. She's treated us well, looks after us after a walk in the mornings, and gives us coffee and biscuits and cake. I think we're up this year from 22 from last year to 35 this year, and a very, very good turnout. It's mostly Newbridge and Pontypool boys. It's nice to see both Newbridge and Pontypool back where they belong, both being promoted this year and doing very, very, very well in their leagues. And let's hope it carries through into 2024. They both deserve it. As you know, it all started with a Pontypool player and a Newbridge committee man, and yeah, we've done well. Sadly enough, one person isn't with us this year that was last year, Brandon Crick. I think you may have sat by him. Sadly passed on. Lovely, lovely man. Everybody misses him tremendously. His one-liners and his stories he had to tell. He was a brilliant guy. He had a good send-off. Lots and lots of people attended at his funeral. Then we got a couple of, lots in fact, of players involved with rugby have passed on. Too many for me to mention. I don't want to leave any out, but there's certainly people involved in the group this year today, the Pontypool and the Newbridge people. Charlie Faulkner, the great Charlie Faulkner's gone. And two boys from Newbridge, Les Ewer, a great winger in the 60s and early 70s who played in the championship side. And a friend of mine who I worked with for 30 odd years, Brian Mills, scrum half, sadly passed away as well. It's a sad situation, but it's the time we're in. We're all getting older. But yeah, we're still here this year, doing our bit. I'd like to say, there's two boys. One boy turned up today, Kenny Waters. Been a struggle for old Kenny. He's got motor neuron disease. And Graham Price, it should have been here. Sadly enough, I haven't been very, very well for the last couple of months and couldn't make it today. So we wish Graham all the best. And there's one or two boys that played for Newbridge who haven't been well this year. A boy called Lynn Thomas, the Mole, we called him. Played outside Afon Lywd, had a serious illness, but he's on the mend. Thank God he's doing well. And there's a boy in hospital at this present time, Neil Hitchman, prop, when I coached the side, great player, Scratch they called him. He's not very well, but we hope them both a quick recovery. But no, 35 turned up. It's something that happened on the spur of the moment last year. There's one going in Bridgend that has been going for years, a boy called Meredith James runs it. And all the players from all over Wales go to that one. And they have about 80 or 90 turn up there. And I usually go to those. We have 3 or 4 a year. So it's nice. It's important to keep these things going, you know what I mean? Extremely important. We're a long time gone. So anybody can turn up on a Thursday. We've been lucky every Thursday for the last 3 years. Never failed to walk. Started off in the COVID. We'd have 15 to 20 walking then. Obviously, people have gone back to work. There's usually a good half a dozen to 8 turn up every week. Sometimes it goes up to a dozen. And some of the boys in there, I've never walked, but they just like to get together and have a good chat. So yeah, everything's going okay. Well, they've come from far and wide, to be honest with you. We've got boys from Swansea. Bob Smith turned up today. Brian Hawkins should have, but he's not well. We got boys from Cardiff, Simon Hill. We got boys from Caerphilly, Jimmy Stokes and Paul Williams, and Abercynon, Chris Phillips, Abergavenny, which isn't that far away, Andy Sutton. But yeah, Alan Morgan just turned up, who's coming from just outside London. So he's travelled down. Oh, and I can't forget Mr. Paul Turner. He turned up this morning in his helicopter. He parked it outside on the car park. Very busy man now, Paul. He travels between. He lives in Millionaires Row up in the Cotswolds, and he travels between there and Amphill in Bedford, where he runs. He coaches the side, and now he's involved with the Dragons as well. So he got to have this helicopter to get him all around the place. And it's nice to see him here joining in with all the usual gang. Although he's well up in the rugby fraternity at the moment, but and it's nice to see he hasn't lost his Welsh accent, having lived in England for such a long time. He's still got his Welsh accent, and no, that's just a joke. That's just a joke, because I know he's going to kill me when I go outside now. But no, it's nice to see Paul turn up, and boys from far and wide. Yeah. Why Cwmbran? That's a good question. It could have been any one of those boys in there that had phoned up and said, we walk in Abercynon or Caerphilly or whatever, and it may have ended up over there. But John phoned me, who was a big friend of mine, and says, when the first lockdown, me and Graham are walking by the river in Cwmbran, and nosy as I am, I said, oh, well, come over and have a walk with you. So me and my mate Robert Johnson came over, and it sort of snowballed from there. And most of the people that's in there, from the Pontypool and Newbridge players, we had a lot of people play for us from this area, especially Cwmbran, and you think back in there, we didn't rob them. I think they came with great affection for both Cwmbran and Newbridge. We were glad to have them. Some great players, Mark Brown to go to Pontypool, Andy Allen came to Newbridge, Welsh internationals. So we owe Cwmbran a lot. It's nice to see Di Gormley in there, the Cwmbran chairman today. So the affinity between us and Cwmbran is special, and it just happens that Cwmbran is not that far for all of us, and it goes on week after week after week, and hopefully it'll keep going on, and hopefully next year we'll have another one of these, and me and you will be here to enjoy the breakfast. Oh, we talk about everything and anything. If Martin Short's here, it's usually politics, and whatever Martin says is right, because we can't argue with him, because he knows everything that's going on. But no, it's not just politics, it's old stories. And I should imagine the last 52 weeks that we walked over here, we've heard the same stories over and over and over again. And the daft part about it, we still keep laughing at them, which hopefully that's a good thing, I suppose. But that's all we do, is have a good chat. It takes an hour just about to walk around. It's 2 miles. I know it doesn't sound much, but when you're in your 70s, most of us, it takes a while to walk around. And the big thing is it's flat. There's no hills, which is a great thing. And we see the same people week in and week out as a group that come here with kids, and we come up here after, and they're in here, and we have a laugh and a joke with those. So it's a good thing to keep going. It keeps us fit, but not only that, it keeps us together. And I think that's important. It's important that people that have played for years rugby, it's still keeping contact with one another. And I think that shows in what's gone on today. So it's a great time.